We're in Greenwood, Indiana at the Ray Skillman Classic Car Showroom, or I should say museum. This is an amazing museum. It rotates all the time. And I want to give you a little tour of the museum. And it's a lot different than when I was here last time. They got a lot more IndyCar stuff here. But there's also a lot of cool hot rods and other race cars that we're going to get to here in a second. And also what's neat about the museum, that's where I just come through, is what's up on the walls. All the neon signage, all the gas cans, parts of the race cars. So in other words, when you come to this museum, look up. All the old bicycles. There's bicycles everywhere. You got those old bikes up there. That is so cool. One of my favorite Carousel bikes would be right over there, which we're going to get to here in a second. All those cool orange crates, apple crates from Schwinn. But anyway, let's check out this museum. That is the Sunoco gas station, with a good looking Indian sitting right in front of it. I mean, who doesn't like an Indian? Well, you come into the station and say, hey, I need an oil change. What you think an oil change would have been back then? More cool signs. And we're coming to the back. Right up there was the Sunoco station, and where we started up there. Start off with this Camaro. Speaking of Camaros, I am building a big 1/12 scale Revell. That seat pattern remind me of it. 69 Camaro. If you guys want to check those videos out, it is very cool seeing the vinyl top on this. I'm kind of wishing I would have put a vinyl top on it, but you'll have to check out the Revell Camaro I'm building. '57 Chevy. Oh yeah, just got back from the Tri-5s. Tri-5 Nationals in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Just got back from that the other day. Filmed all the 57s, 56s, and 55s. I gotta ask you now, what's your favorite? A 1955, 56, or 57 Chevy? It's kind of interesting to hear everyone's responses. I ask that every year, and actually this year I'm getting more love on the 56s. I'm going to say a 55 by just a percentage more than the 56 for me. I always like this museum. Definitely recommend coming here. They recommend that you call and set up an appointment. That's what I did. I called, like, I don't know, a week ago, had an appointment set up to come in here and check out the museum. And they will let you come in and see the museum. Always wanted one of these to use as a track bike when I'm at the drags. Digging on this 67 GTO. See if I can show it all. Things are a little bit tight in here. He's got so many cars. The 70 Olds is absolutely gorgeous. I always like the hoods on these. I mean, that hood is factory. That is so cool. But they just don't build cars like they used to, do they? The big spoiler on this Oldsmobile. That was one sharp ride right there. If I could go back in time, I would pick up a couple of these. The Goodyear Polyglass G7014 tires. How cool is that? (1952) Merc. Pair of 60 Starliners. Always like these. The interior on these are cool too. I like the seat pattern. Like I said, they just don't make cars like they used to, do they? Look at that simple dash. Very simple. And I think sitting next to me is a 54 Buick. We're gonna find out. Looks like 54 to me. Beautiful lines. Buick Roadmaster with a Continental kit. Alright. Looks like we got a few race cars over there to get to here in a moment. This is so cool. If you can ever get out to the Ray Skillman Museum, it's right behind the Ford dealership in Greenwood, Indiana. That trim on there. Is that sweet or what? Those pieces. It's an absolutely gorgeous 61 Pontiac. Pontiac Bonneville. Looks like we got another 54 Buick. Can't beat a 54 Buick. Check out the interior on this bad boy. gorgeous. Look at the lines on the trunk. Very nice. The Ventura. I'm thinking it's a stick car. And it is a 4-speed 1961 Ventura Pontiac. Look at the Lincoln. Pretty. This is sweet red right here. This is a 1957. That'd be my favorite car so far of the bunch. '61 Impala. See an extra pedal. That is cool. Look at that shifter. That's sweet or what? I always like this piece of trim on these Impalas around the back window. And a 57 wagon. With a 67 Sunbeam Tiger sitting next to it. Some race cars over here. Always enjoyed the truck series when it came on. It's always a fun time. Like a 01 Bill Elliott car. And 1968 Torino. Palma Moody NASCAR. Driven by David Pearson. This is also back when there was no decal. Well, there were stickers for your smaller sponsors, but that's all hand painted. You can see the brush strokes in it. You see the brush strokes? It was all hand painted back in the day. Kind of a lost art now. That's all hand painted. You can kind of see it in the reflection. All hand painted. Jack Smith, 57 Chevy. Pretty simple and basic, isn't it? Got that pad right there to keep him from going this way when he's turning right. But yeah, all this is hand painted. Little information on the 57, the Black Widow. I think they came out with a model kit of this. Pretty sure they did. Little 57 Black Widow. Good looking neon sign up there. Claremont Deluxe Drive-In. I remember the drive-in days. I don't even want to hear down below you've never been to a drive-in theater. It was a big treat. Come home from playing in the evening and Mom and Dad are making some popcorn and they said, we're heading to the drive-in theater tonight. Well, that was always a big treat. It's a 1967. Owner Ray Skillman. Ray owns the majority of all these cars in here. It's his own personal collection. Love the Ray Skillman Museum here in Greenwood, Indiana. And it's free to get into also, guys. All you got to do is call for an appointment. Just look up Ray Skillman Ford. More race cars. And that Thunderbolt's cool. 64. Good looking car right there. Well, that's neat. Silver Eagle, very cool. (1972) car. Said AJ Foyt drove it in 72, then in 73 Lee Brayton, and then in 74, Rick Mutta. Very cool. '72 Atlanta car. Show you the board on it. '73 Eagle. '77. I like that chrome wing, or stainless I should say. It's pretty, or aluminum, polished out. It's cool. The Lindsey Hopkins Lightning. Driven in the 1979 Indianapolis 500 by Larry Rice. An experimental car from 1978. Another experimental car. Another 1978 experimental car. Very interesting looking. '79. Another 1979 Penske PC7 chassis. Driven by Tom Bigelow. Raced in 1981 by Dick Hammonds. Driven by Tom Bigelow in '81. '82 March 82C chassis with the Buick engine. Well, these were hot back then, man. These were fast. Those things would fly. Driven by Al Unser Jr. to a 5th place finish at his first IndyCar race in Riverside, California in 1982. Very cool. '82 Eagle 8100 chassis. Driven in 1982 by Herm Johnson in the Michigan 500 for John Menard. It's a 1984 March 84C Cosworth AJ Foyt car. Foyt attempted to qualify the car in 1984. Then the engine blew. The car was raced by Snyder in 1984. Blew the engine. Oh, AJ. Ari Lyondike car. I remember that car. It was a neat car. I always thought that car was a neat scheme. The black and gold Provini. 1988 Lola T88 007 chassis. Driven by Ari Lyondike in 1988. Very cool. Again, more cool signs. We haven't even touched on a quarter of this place yet. We just came down that whole entire row right there, started at the very far end and come down, showed all the Indy cars. Even as an airplane hanging from the ceiling, I've always wanted that neon sign, the Indianapolis 500 sign. Some sprint cars. 1975 King O' Red sprint car. That's pretty. Very pretty. The 1973 Grant King sprint car. Built for Sheldon Kinzer. It was first raced at Eldora in '73. Eldora is a hell of a track. Been there a few times. So 1979 King Sprint. I get asked a lot to show these signs, so that's why I'm showing them. Of course, you can put it on pause and read it. Talk about a 78, 79 sprint car. There's a 1967 sprint car. AJ Watson debuted. The Cam Ford Sprinter with Maro Andretti as the driver. Very cool. There she is. Good old Mario. Always like Maro Andretti. Sneak dude. Got some more Indy cars. 1984 Domino's car. This car debuted in Long Beach. '94. I always like that Kmart car. That's pretty. That's a Maro Andretti car, and I think they came out with a model of that too. Very good looking car. Always like that car. Mario was one of my favorite drivers, especially driving this 94 Lola. Got an engine sitting here in the aisle. Alright. $19.95 Scott Brayton car. Rest in peace, Scotty. Driven by Menards. Everyone knows that paint scheme. And of course, this is when he was killed in a backup car in practice for the race. So Danny and guys took over and drove the car for a 7th place finish. So that's the car Scotty would have been driving. Wow, I'm kind of getting goosebumps on that. Man, I remember that too. I was at that race. Of course, I was there all month of May for qualifying and everything. I remember that like it was yesterday. 1995. Where's the time go? Rest in peace, Scott. No 2 Dallara Chevrolet. One of my favorite Indy cars. The Al Unser. I love this, and there's a model of this. I think I built a model of this too. Love this car. Al Unser Jr.'s 1989 Lola 8900 Valvoline car. Super cool car. And this was the car that was involved in the famous third turn incident with Emerson Fittipaldi. I remember that like it happened yesterday. Oh, hey, it says it right there. Yep, this was the car that was involved in the famous third turn incident with Emerson and Fittipaldi while Unser Jr. was leading on lap 198 going into turn 3. Fittipaldi touched Unser's left rear wheel, sending him into the wall with just over a lap from the finish. And that's when Al got out and security tried to get him. Al didn't get hurt, he just spun. And security came out because Al went out to the racetrack service and actually gave him a thumbs up. He didn't flip him off. A lot of people said he flipped him off. But Al respected Emerson Fittipaldi. Man, how cool is this? $1996 Dallara. I remember when Oldsmobile came in, the Aurora V8. Remember that? In the late 80s? And that little V8 engine had 700 horsepower and ran on methanol. 1997 Scott Goodyear car. And a 1997 Ari Lyondike. See, in 97, he won the pole. All kinds of things in this car. Cool. We step back in time a little bit. A 1965 Bronner Hawk, driven by Mario Andretti. Remember when Dean Van Line's special was a big sponsor? There's a big write-up about it. I'll show you what it says. This kind of reminds me of credits rolling in the movie. I was always fascinated how the exhaust is blue. Never understood that. What I mean by that is that I always see it blue. I don't know why. Placard card on it. Yep, driven by Mario Andretti to an IndyCar championship in '65 and '66. Andretti drove this car in '65 Indianapolis 500 to a third place finished and earned Rookie of the Year. And in '66, he won pole position. Very cool car. I always liked this car. Neat car. And this here building is kind of set up like an old garage from the Indy cars. I'll step back and I'll show it to you. Alright, right there, we're going to go in. How the old garages used to be back in the 60s and 50s. This is your little garage for your Indy car. Very cool. This was all the room you had for everyone, all the mechanics, the team, you name it. What car is this? It's a Dean Van Line's Indianapolis 500 Roadster. It's a 1960, I think. See how the hood butterfly is open? And then the other side will open. Oh, 59, okay. 1959. What's a 1960 Indy car? Okay, I was close. Driven by Eddie Sachs. Alright. He won pole in 61. Finished second to away, Jay. Oh, here's a bigger sign of it. All right. What's this say? We'll roll the credits for you. That's what this reminds me of when I do it. Well, Ray owns this car too. I'm going to say probably 95% of all these cars is his personal collection. There's another room here. This is new since I've been here last. It's set up like an office. What's going on in here? Well, you know what? Let's go to the front door and see. Office of. We're gonna find out. All right, I'm going to turn you around here. Bear with me. It says Office of Jim McGee. 4 Indy 500 wins, 90 IndyCar wins, 9 national championships, and 44 IndyCar drivers. All right. So this would have been his office. Very cool. Let's step back out of the office and see what else we can find. A couple more sprint cars. I like how those are on the trailers. It's got this trailer. Is that cool or what? Look at that trailer. That is really neat. I like that. When's the last time you seen a phone booth? Got a phone booth. Do not use this phone when above light is on. I was going to pick it up and call you while you're watching the video. Hey man, you digging on the video? I was going to pick it up and say, hey, if you're liking this video, like and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on any cool videos. I go to a lot of car shows, museums, drag racing, model contests. I think you're gonna, if you're digging this content, you're gonna dig the channel. That's all I'm gonna say. So please subscribe, because I don't want you to miss out on some cool stuff that I go to. But that's what I was gonna say when I stepped in the phone booth. I was gonna call you. 1945 Midget. Bunch of midgets here, all 40s. There's a 46 Curtis Craft. Another lost art is this gold turning, or your silver leaf turning. You got your gold leaf and silver leaf. Very cool. Again, that's all hand painted on, guys. It was very few stickers back in the day. Very few stickers. The Carousel. We'll get to that here in a minute. Oh, there's them bikes I showed earlier that are hanging out. There's a big wheel bike. Front wheel is real big. They're kind of hard to get on. Bunch of Indy cars at this time. Last time I was here, it was all muscle cars. I'm not complaining. Oh, check out that vintage soapbox derby car. Very cool. A 1947 Curtis Cumberworth Midget. Very cool. '66 Eagle. See, those pipes are yellow. I don't understand why they did colored pipes back then. If you know down below, let me know, please. I'll show you the yellow pipes here in a second. right there. Why are those yellow? One of my favorite Indy cars ever. We'll get to that here in a second. Johnny Rutherford car. Lone Star JR. About a 1965 Hollow Brand Shrike. Driven by Johnny Rutherford, Lone Star JR. Powered by a Ford 225 C1 4-cam engine. Very cool. Look at that. I mean, this thing is wild. Look at that. All right, the turbine car. Boy, these things made a big splash in Indy when they arrived. A, because they were completely silent. B, they were completely fast and dominant. 1968 Lotus 56.3, driven by Graham Hill. Very cool. Very cool. I like that car a lot. I like that a lot. That's where we came in at. Here's a 1971. Say they're both 71s. Look how mechanical that is. Some more Indy cars to show you. 68 Eagle. Joe Leonard, 69 Eagle. $1968. It's a Gordon Johncock car. Drove this in '68, qualified 9th at the Indianapolis 500. But ended up finishing the race in 27th. Show you the back of these. Cornelli Jones car. That butterfly hood's open also. Same with the next one. It's a pretty paint scheme. I like that. Little Parnelli. Here's one opened up. It's butterflied. 1961 Roadster. You digging this content, guys? I hope you are. I'm having fun. I always love coming to this museum. It's different every time I come here. It's a 1959 Roadster. Driven by Johnny Thompson. Won the pole in 59. (1957) Curtis Craft. (1957) (1954) Streamliner, and she is slick. It's a cool car. Pretty. I like that red on that Curtis. Roger Ward car. 63. Well, that's an Eddie Sachs car. Eddie Sachs drove that. Let's go behind those. Digging that Streamliner. Well, here's some more information about it. Let's see if we can get this. Roll the credits like a movie here. I hope you can see that. There we go. Get it all in there. Very cool. I like that. That bubble. And this thing is slick. We just showed the front of these. I want to go behind them and show them to you. I always kind of liked on the Roadsters how you get on one side or the other. See that? That's always cool. There's a Sunoco station we started at earlier. And a whole bunch of hot rods in here too. I'll show them in a minute. Some muscle cars. We'll finish off with these Sprints. If you're digging this content, leave a comment below and like the video. I'd appreciate it. If you want to see more of this stuff, let me know. Also, let me know what your favorite race car was in here, or your favorite car. The Carousel is an original 1928. Tony Hallman bought this probably, I think, in 1928 for his daughter, and they would set it up for her in the yard so she could ride it. But this Carousel lived its life in the basement of the Indianapolis 500 for many, 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 many years. And I think Ray Skillman has now bought it and owns it. But this is a 1928 Carousel from Tony Hallman, who owned the Indianapolis 500 racetrack. You can do a deep dive on it and find out more about it. Oh, yep, look, 1928. But that's kind of the gist of it. And from what I used to hear, it was set up once a year for her birthday. Very cool. And it's nice that it's here now, because when it was at the basement, when it was downstairs in the basement at the Indianapolis 500 Museum, back then you could not get down there. I was down there a couple different times over the years and knew this Carousel was down there, just tucked away in a corner, needing restored actually. But I have not seen this Carousel. This Carousel was not here last time I was here. I don't know how many years this has been here, and it's been probably at least 5 years since I've been in the museum. But I haven't seen this Carousel in 30, 40 years. Back when I was in the basement at the 500. But very cool. All restored exactly how it was. So that's the Tony Hallman Carousel from 1928 that he bought his daughter. And it does operate and run. But anyway, back to some race cars. There's just so much cool stuff here. All this little stuff. It's got these boats. These wooden boats are badass. I've got a video I need to do on some wooden boats. We went to a dealership in Nevada that does and restores these wooden boats. And we visited and had a good time. I filmed it and I got to put that video together for you guys. That's a 1939 Chris Craft. Check out this little cool wooden boat. How'd you like to have that when you were a kid? Is that neat or what? Very cool. This is pretty. These are nice. Man, I love this museum. This is so cool, guys. So cool. Oh, he freaked me out. Changing the oil, bud? He ain't gonna answer me. He really isn't changing the oil. 4-speed car. Got a little humming on this side of the building because that's where the huge air conditioning unit is. Let's go down this road and see what we can find. Thunderbirds, Vets. One badass Shelby. Like a 67, I'd say. Oh yeah. That sucker's sweet. .396 Camaro. We showed this yellow Camaro earlier. That's when I was telling you about a Revell Camaro kit I'm building. I'm building a '69 Revell Camaro. You got to go back in my archives. There's just a few videos back and check out what I'm doing to it. I think you'll like what I'm doing. Follow along on the build. It's a pretty cool build. Highly recommend getting that model kit too. '69 Stingray. '67 Vet with side pipes. I'm assuming that's a '67. '67 convertible. '66 convertible. '67. No, it's '66. A lot of vets here. A lot of vets. '65. Another '65. '64. Another '64. And of course, this one is a 1963. Look at the pretty, pretty split window. Oh, I love it. Beautiful right there. Good looking. Very nice. Again, when you come here, look up, check out all the signs. Oh, that Mack Trucking. I just now noticed that. That is cool. Porky's onion rings, homemade. Oh, that's I like the Porky's. There, right there. How cool is that? Very cool. Love it. Love it. Well, I didn't see the boat up there on top of the building. There's a boat. And here's the Schwinn bikes I wanted to show you. Oh, it's held up by a cool Schwinn sign. It's neon. Wow. Did you have one of these when you were a kid? I had that orange one back there. Who knows, that orange one might be mine. I doubt it. Wishful thinking. Very cool. Little overhead view. Very cool. This is so cool. Love this museum. It's kind of hard to show it because of the I'm shooting up against the window. But upstairs here is an old train layout. So you can see it better. Got Elvis up here, garden things. Neat little diorama. Ray Skillman Classic Cars in Greenwood, Indiana. That's where we're at. We're actually at the Ford dealership in Greenwood, Indiana. Behind the Ford dealership here at the Ray Skillman Museum. A little diorama. And everything's Elvis approved. Elvis says if you like this video, subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video on... Say it, Elvis. Throttle Power. I can't do it again, Elvis. I just can't. Bonus footage. Just realized there's a whole row of cars here I didn't show.